Welcome to Rhinos and Aliens.
I like that there.
Why?
Because Buffalo works out.
No, that's a good one.
Right?
You have to be something to live in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into that,
Sorry.
how about you put that on mute?
It's my side hose. It was NBA. It is on mute. It's vibrating, though.
Mute and vibrate, two different things. If you want some pleasure in your balls, put it between them.
Go on.
Okay, so before we get into the episode,
What's up?
let's say hypothetically you still got physical checks, so you didn't get deposits, direct deposits.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go to your bank to get the money you're paid.
Okay.
You call last week if your branch is open. They say no. You go there, the branch isn't open. So you call this week. They say the branch is open. So now you have to go to a different branch. Mm-hmm. The different branch is an additional 20 minutes away. So you go there, bitching and cussing up a storm because your branch has been closed for 2 weeks for no given reason. And they say, oh, it's open. And then you let them know, well, I called today and you guys specifically said it wasn't open. So what is it? Then as you're coming home, you go by to your actual branch because you want to see if it's true or not. They were open. How would you feel if you just spent an hour and a half of your time trying to get money and explain your situation when you could have just spent your average 20 minutes?
I'm calling my bank, and I'm issuing a gasoline fee. You know how, like, banks give you fees for everything?
Yeah.
Oh, on the spot. I want to talk to the manager. You guys are being issued a gasoline fee for misinformation that resulted in me spending more money than I needed to.
Forget the money. I want my time back.
I spent money trying to get money.
Bro,
and you owe me that.
You really, I respect the hustle of you emphasizing the money. Bro, you just wasted additional...
I'm going to be a Karen. 100%. You going to pay me for my money. For my time, I'm saying. You going to pay me money for my time that I spent trying to get my money.
But they just fucked you both time and money because you just wasted an additional 40 minutes of gas.
Right. So, but you're not going to get the time back, but you could get the money back.
So I respect that.
Yeah.
But I'm bitching about the 70 minutes I just wasted.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, mama?
She said, mm-hmm. I don't know if the mic caught it, but she said, mm-hmm.
If you guys aren't wondering, my mom was very heated when she got back.
Hella.
So what would make you more tight? That once you got to the bank, the person in the bank told you something completely different as the person on the phone, or you just coming back, you just, for whatever reason, instead of going to see if the bank was open on your way there, you didn't decide to see until on your way back. And then you realize, I could have just done this beforehand. And
well, no, not the second one, because I wouldn't have assumed that it was open if I was told it wasn't. But
even with
I'd
the
be
hindsight,
mad if I got there and I was told it was open after that same branch on the phone told me it wasn't open. Then I'd be mad.
Yo, you want to talk about get your shit together, bro? What the fuck's going on with that? How the fuck can two employees at the same branch tell you two different stories?
Bro, at the border, it's the same shit. They told my wife that if you test positive on your PCR test to return to Canada, that you're not going to be allowed at the border, even if you're Canadian. I'm like, that's just not true. You can't be denied at the border.
The U.S. side or the Canadian?
The Canadian side said that. And I'm like, bro, he's Canadian. How do you not know that? Like, you work at the place that lets people in, and you don't know that you can't deny Canadians for that. You can make them quarantine. You can give them fines. I'm sure there's bullshit they can do, but they cannot deny you just for being COVID positive.
It really makes you wonder, and also it allows you to understand if people could get just such simple information like that wrong.
Right.
Be it at a private corporation or for a government job. Just imagine the actual complicated stuff.
Bro, the amount of times that she was able to come into Canada years before without a problem, and then one officer who said, no, you need to get this one paper before you return, because remember, she had lived there before. Mm-hmm. And since he's the one who said no and put it on record, Since then, she wasn't able to return for like a year and a half until she got that paper.
Bro, I hate those employees.
And all it took was one guy getting it wrong. Or right. Whatever the one, because we don't know now which one was the right one. All we know is like, the odds are probably against that one dude's fucking favor because so many said yes and one said no. And the one who said no is the one who fucked it up. So maybe all of those guys were misinformed and he was the only one who had the right information. Or the more likely one is that he was the one who was wrong. Because what are the odds that like 3 years worth of different officers all had it wrong and then one dude had it right?
Well, you could make the case of Murphy's Law. Most people don't care enough about their job, so that's why they were letting people through.
Maybe.
But either way, he's the type of person, this isn't a, from my perspective, this is not a life or death situation. So why are you making a situation so much more complex? Not only for yourself,
Right.
but for however long this goes on for your wife.
Yeah.
I hate employees like
Just
that.
to go like visit me for
It's
the
almost
weekend.
like the Tootie, what is it? The Tootie Good Shoe?
Oh, goody two shoes.
Goody Toot.
Tootie good shoes. I like that better though.
So what is it? It's not Tootie Good Shoes?
No, it's goody two shoes.
Wow, that was that was bad.
We all make mistakes. We all no. Isn't that a song? I swear that's a song.
And by the way, if you guys can't hear, that's my mom laughing hysterically in the background.
Yeah, she should.
And if you guys should also know, I probably have these fuck ups at least once a week.
Damn.
What was another one, Mom? I just had a recent one. Oh, I thought, for whatever reason, I thought Miami was above Fort Lauderdale.
Miami was above for a lot. Oh, like geographically?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like that bad of a mistake.
Well, when you're born in Fort Lauderdale and you...
When you were born.
Okay.
And you...
Yeah, maybe if you're a native, but like generally that doesn't seem like a...
but
like
I'm a
bad
native, and I visited down there at least 8 times.
Fuck, I don't know. That still seems like a...
Well, what about this then? I discovered last year, it was either at the beginning of last year or the end of 2020, that Boston is actually above New York City. I always thought Boston was below New York City. But I guess this makes sense why Boston gets hit with more snow than New York City.
Does it though? Because Buffalo gets more snow than...
That's because of the lakes.
Right. So, but like that's what I'm saying. My point was there could be other factors, not just...
No, but Boston and New York City are both on the coast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, no.
I so want this to be a Rhinos and Aliens show, but it can't. So welcome, Rhinos and Aliens.
So what it's actually about. Nothing to do with the intro.
To yet another episode of Sports from All Angles. This is the first time
In Francis and Sebastian fucking fashion, of course. Intro has nothing to fucking do with the show.
Wait. Are our intros normally like that?
Yes.
Well, the Boner show, the entire
They're not
show.
normally this long. They're not normally this long, but we start off on the fucking absolute like other end of the spectrum, and then we're like, and now it's to sports. Francis?
Yeah. Do we though?
Yeah. I'm telling you. Maybe not always, but enough times. How are your dogs? He's confirming that I'm right. Watch.
Okay, so our last episode was December 16th, 2020, and we recorded that a week before that.
Sports. What's the intro?
What do you mean, what's the intro?
What are we talking about right when the camera cuts in?
Sports from All Angles, the first episode in, I believe, a full year.
So we've recorded twice in 2 years.
Cheese! Consistency, guys. For all you trying to start podcasts, that is the key. Consistency, okay? You don't want to make your audience forget about you.
You know what's so funny is that me and Danielle did After Dark last week. And
After dark during the day.
but the point is that we looked up the last time we recorded that, And no, I fucked up. No, we recorded an impressions. That's where we give our opinion about some type of entertainment or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the first impressions since we reviewed Eminem's "Murder to Be
Music to be murdered by.
which was over a year ago, sometime in October. And the last time me and Danielle recorded something for impressions was in April of 2020.
Was it Music to be murdered by side B?
No.
Because that was trash.
We're not going into this. And that came after side A, dumbass. So how would it be before side A? Did you even think that through?
Wait, no. You were saying that when you and Danielle recorded was before our recording?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I wasn't like I was listening, but I was thinking of what I was gonna say. So it just like, you know what I mean? Like,
So you weren't listening, you were hearing.
no, yeah. Don't get fucking specific with me. Don't get technical with me. I don't appreciate that.
Words matter.
I'm on camera right now. You're making me look stupid.
Well, just so it's on record, me and Sebastian got into a great Francis and Sebastian debate. And for the first time in history, he said I was right. Not once, not twice, not three. Yes, it was 3 times. I was trying to do a little.
Yo, I have said you were right before.
But not 3 times in
You're not
one.
normally right 3 times.
In one argument.
You're normally not even right in one argument. So once in one argument.
I am normally right. It's just my mouth is not able to convey what my mind is thinking.
Oh, this reminds me of that fucking Daniel Tosh. The dude was saying that like, oh, I'm smart. I'm just a bad test taker. Oh, you're smart minus the part where we try to find out what you know about the fucking. It's like, oh, the comparison he uses like, oh, I'm a great painter. I'm a great painter minus my god awful strokes.
No, but to be fair, you could be a genius and be a bad test taker.
Yeah. No, I agree. It was a funny point. It was just like, yeah.
I know you're being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Okay, but getting back to what this episode is really about.
Now back to Francis. What's new with sports?
This is episode 35 of Sports from All Angles, and like normally, because this has turned into the Francis and Sebastian show, my name is Francis Mandrala, and to my right or left, depending on how you're thinking about this intro.
Can you invert a video from YouTube? Like, can the person watching it invert their screens?
No, but you could watch it upside down.
Oh. So for those of you watching it upside down,
To my right, we have
Sebastian.
well, technically speaking, the only way to the proper way to watch all videos from an invertation perspective is to watch it upside down.
Oh.
Because when you're watching it the normal way, it is a mirror, technically speaking.
Yeah. I just want everyone to watch it upside down now.
Dude, it's kind of dope when you think about it.
Right. Like just lay down and have like the phone hanging over you and it's upside down.
Yeah, what would life be like if we naturally lived upside down?
We would fall.
No, but I'm saying, for whatever reason, what if gravity worked the opposite way? That's what I'm saying.
So it would just pull us up?
Yes, but everything was reversed. We lived in a universe where everything was reversed. So instead of the core being a magnet, it's a pusher, right?
Right.
And then gravity is the opposite of what it is.
I'm trying to envision this, and I'm not sure that my small brain is understanding it.
Well, to be fair, your small brain also has to think that the world is flat for this theory to work.
Okay.
That's how I was thinking about it. Because you know the world is flat.
Of course. Isn't this common knowledge? Shout outs to Kyrie Irving. He opened my eyes. More in terms of like the vaccine mandate stuff is him being smart. He's just going against the grain and trying to make himself seem like he's better than everyone. When at the end of the day, I was like, yo, we all feel that way. We just all can't afford to not work and miss out on $24 million on principle. We would all love to do it.
Can you make the same case if it was that easy? Why isn't the entire NBA doing it? Because if the entire NBA Player Association went on strike, the NBA would be forced to have their players play without vaccines.
Because it wasn't an NBA thing. It was like a city thing. That's why like he can play in the NBA. He just can't play in cities that have the mandate.
If the NBA wanted to, all the states that are bum fucks forcing vaccine mandates, they could play in different cities.
Yeah, true. But then you're screwing over the fans and the teams and
Well,
the
it's
revenue.
not the NBA's fault why certain states have shitty ass governors like the state of New York with a bitch who wasn't even freaking elected and she thinks she's the bee's knees of the fucking New York state.
My point is, I think most people were
But this is the thing.
either for the mandates or I think more so were indifferent about them. They're like, well, not ideal, but not enough of an inconvenience to just get it. So I think that's probably why it didn't come to that. If more NBA players had been anti-mandate, it might have come to that. But since it was just like Kyrie and two other players, the NBA is probably just like, not worth it. Rather just not let them play.
But I will always go for people like him, people like Westbrook. Well,
There's
when
a calendar meme on Twitter about like the beginning of the year. Oh, he's a bum, and then
that's what happens
middle
when
of
you keep
fucking
going to new teams.
No, I agree. Like that's what I'm saying. Both can be true. Like he hasn't had time to adjust to a system, but also like there are people that do that and are fine. So both things can be true.
There's not people getting traded. He's been on 4 different teams in 4 years. Name me one player that's been on 4 different teams in 4 years, and they start the season with a new group of players. And by the way, we haven't pointed out he's the one always having to adapt to his new team. Do you think that's not difficult? Especially with his style. Maybe if you're a LeBron, it's easy.
But it's because you're going to a team where you're not the number one option. If you're going to a team where you are the primary ball handler and scorer, then people should have to adjust to you. But if you are not the number one option...
So why are people calling him out? Why all these supposed analysts are calling him out at the beginning of the year then?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think both things are true. I think he's been a bum this year, despite having a few good games.
But what is a bum? Is a bum in his standards, or is a bum? Because if we're talking about a bum being a bum, then he's not a bum because he's been a great player this year, even with the turnovers, statistically speaking. He just hasn't had a Westbrook's season.
What was the question?
Is he a bum in
by
Westbrook,
his standards or by NBA standards?
Yes.
By his standards.
But it's still technically not the... We're just now getting into the second half of the season.
Okay, I'll also say this. He's no longer fucking 25, 26. I think the expectations are still a little bit high for his age because maybe who he plays with. You know, LeBron is at 37 and he's doing godly things. So maybe the expectation...
Unbiasedly, yes.
Yeah, so it's like almost fair to expect that all his team members who are of that age group perform at that level, and when they don't, they just get compared to LeBron standards. It's like, wow, you're only 35. Why the fuck are you so ass? And then you look at what a 35-year-old should look like. You look at Goran Dragic now, or this season, the 3 games that he played. It's like, whoa, where did that come from?
Do you think he would be having this similar of a season if he stayed on Washington? Because I don't think so. I think not only he would be having a much better season, but Washington would be a top 6 seed right now.
Well, maybe it just wouldn't have been as noticeable, right? Like the spotlight isn't as much in Washington as it is in LA. And you got to look at also there was no pressure to win in Washington. They were just like, hey, if you're not a lottery team, that's a successful season. If you're a playoff
there's no
team,
pressure, but he's able to be himself and he's getting the ball more. When you're on a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis,
yeah, it's championship or bust. That's what I'm saying. So it's like because there's so much expectation there. The spotlight is so much on him that it's just like, yo, if you have 1 or 2 bad games,
why isn't the spotlight on Curry, bro? Do you know
it is,
bro?
Not like it is on Westbrook, but Curry. When was the last time Curry had a Westbrook like stretch for multiple seasons?
What are you talking about? Multiple seasons?
Westbrook, the conversation, the narrative around Westbrook being washed has been around since like the moment he left OKC.
How is posting a triple-double and averaging over 25 points per game being washed? See, this is the problem with people. People are retarded.
Seems like empty stats, even though the facts point that when Westbrook has a triple-double, his teams win.
So LeBron James' stats are empty then? Right now, this season,
year.
Yeah.
This year, yeah. They are. Which is why I don't think he'll win MVP.
But
he shouldn't even be in the conversation.
We're making it seem like scoring 25-plus points, getting 10-plus rebounds, and assists, that's easy even when they're empty. If that's the case, why aren't people averaging triple-doubles all the time?
No, I agree. But that's what I'm saying. I think the merit to Westbrook is that
I'm saying stop going off of what people are saying and go by what you think. So if this is what you believe, okay, all right.
but I it's hard not to agree because you've averaged a triple-double for your career, but you don't have
Not his career for the past like 5 seasons.
I think over his career now he's averages a triple-double.
I highly doubt that.
I think so.
How
I
about
think-
you look it up?
I think that what happened last year was that he needed to average a certain amount of rebounds, and he would average a triple double for his career, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, no. So career, he's
Told you.
22, 7, and 8. It's a near triple double. I guess. Well, for a career, it's a little off. But the point is, those are very good averages all around.
Oh, without
20
a doubt.
something and then 7 rebounds and 8 assists or
He's
some
a
shit or
point
whatever.
guard to have 7.
Right. That's crazy. But it's back to my whole like both things can be true. I think that can be impressive, but also it's like if you're not winning, then it's not as impressive. Like we just agreed on LeBron. LeBron averaging 29 points a game this year as a 9th seed is not impressive.
I
It's
think
impressive as an individual stat, but individual stats, no one gives a fuck about an individual stat other than like an MVP. And an MVP is still somewhat tied to team record, which is why I don't think LeBron should be in a conversation for MVP. Being the MVP of your team means nothing. Every team has an MVP.
I don't care when anybody says stats matter, no matter how hollow they are, especially in basketball. Because
Well-
basketball is the whole point of basketball is about stats.
They matter to your contract.
What's the point of playing then?
Well, look at a guy like PJ Tucker. Average is so little, but he's like one of the most vital players on whatever team he's on.
See, his stats might not show, but he's still a good player.
That's what I'm saying.
But he gets rewarded with his contract.
Right.
So you get rewarded one of 3 ways: either by winning, by actual stats, or by the quote unquote stats that don't appear on the stat sheet.
But the stats matter when you're gonna get rewarded financially. But for a team, like I think for a fan base, a guy putting up empty stats means nothing. Like I don't know, like Westbrook.
So you're going to blame the fact that LeBron James missed roughly 10 games. Anthony Davis has missed basically half the season, and he's the reason.
No,
Because LeBron
no,
James-
not the sole reason, but a reason, like equally at fault.
I blame the Lakers more so than Westbrook. You traded for him. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
that was
my-
a bad trade to begin with. They did it because supposedly LeBron and AD fucking ran to.
So why isn't LeBron
Polinsky
getting
or
the
whatever
blame?
fucking he should, and that's what. No, and I think he is, and I think that's why people don't feel any pity for him this year. They're like, well, this team is as bad as people expected, and you said. All that talk, keep that same narrative, keep that same energy when the season starts. And now he went out and tweeted, I apologize, we will be better. And since then, I think they've been worse. There's no pity for LeBron James right now. And I love LeBron, you know that, but there's no pity for LeBron right now. If it's true, the rumors are true that you had a hand in your team going after Westbrook instead of who were they going after? The Kings
guy-
dude, Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been a better fit. And if
would have been
your
perfect.
great basketball mind of LeBron James is why you got Westbrook instead of Buddy Hield, then first of all, there's no pity of why your team is as bad as people thought they were going to be.
Has LeBron... See, people think LeBron is a great GM. Whenever he's the GM of teams, the teams fall apart.
Yes, I was saying that to someone the other day. Literally, the only time LeBron is a good GM, in my opinion,
Was Miami.
well, in the All-Star games. Because ever since the captain gets to peak their
But you
teams.
can't really go by that for the simple fact it doesn't factor in cap, and nobody plays serious until the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Oh, and also everyone's a fucking all-star. It's like 24 best players in the
Well,
league.
that's what I emphasize with the cap.
Yeah. No, and I don't even know that.
No,
that-
think
was
about it.
LeBron even that involved in the decisions made in Miami? Because
No, that was the jab.
part of the reason
That was the jab. He wasn't. And that's when they were good.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I was like, the narrative is part of the reason he left Miami is because he didn't have the control that he thought he could have
Yes.
the way he does since and before and since Miami.
I don't care what anybody says, especially with what Andrew Wiggins has shown in Golden State. I would still pick him over Kevin Love. He's the reason why Kyrie left. We saw how that turned out. And I know you disagree with me. His lone championship in Cleveland was a multitude of factors which led to that.
I'll disagree on Wiggins being a better fit for that Cavs team at the time.
Bro, when you think about it, he's never had a major injury.
But Kevin Love was a proven player at the time, and the Cavs were a win-now team.
They didn't even win now, so
But Wiggins hadn't even played a single game in the NBA. You don't know what you're going to get.
Kevin Love didn't even play in the finals, so the win now doesn't even fucking matter. If you can't play,
but you don't foresee that.
you have to foresee that. When you trade for KD and he's coming off Achilles injury, I'm not worried about the kill. Yes, you are.
I know, but I think at the time you didn't trade for an injured Kevin Love. You traded for a Kevin Love that was fine, and you win now, so you make that trade.
He started breaking down in Minnesota. That's why Minnesota was so easy to get rid of him.
Hindsight is 2020.
No, it's not 2020, bro.
Yes, it is.
For like people with KD now, everybody's saying, he's injury prone now. No, he was injury prone in Golden State. You're just now seeing it because he's on the fucking East Coast.
Yeah.
It's not, dude,
I don't think the narrative has changed with KD. He's been injury prone. He's too tall and too skinny.
Were they really saying he was injury prone before his Achilles?
Didn't he have that big-ass ankle injury in OKC that one year that Westbrook also got injured and they fired that coach?
You can't say somebody's injury prone because of one injury.
No, I know, but I think people weren't surprised when he was injured because of his build. We weren't
surprised. Dick suckers on ESPN were surprised.
When are they ever right, though? Give us their money.
Bro, when you find out the money they're making, it's infuriating. But I'm not a hater. Everybody make as much as they want.
Yeah.
Let's move on because I'm going to get pissed off about that.
All right.
Okay, you want to discuss, before we get into the events, you want to discuss the NBA, the surprises, both positive and negative.
Yeah.
Let's get into that.
All right. Start us off. Say less. Oh, say less. All right.
So what are your biggest surprises? Let's start in the West because the West sucks this year.
Okay.
And good and bad.
Can I have a two-parter?
What do you mean?
Like a two-part surprise?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, like a positive. Okay, yeah, well, no, let's do it that way. A good positive and a bad positive. A positive surprise and a negative surprise. Wow, words are hard.
Is that not what I just said?
Fuck
good
you.
and a bad thing?
Hey, fuck you, words. Okay, so my good surprise, or my shocking good surprise. What the fuck? I can't speak. I think the obvious one are the Memphis Grizzlies. Bro, did you expect them to be a top 3 seed?
Anybody who says they predicted them to be this good?
Clear 3 seed. And they're not like 3 seed
Barely.
a game out of 4th.
No, they're if they keep this up, they're trying to get the 2nd seed.
They're 4 games ahead of the 4th seed and only 4 games out of the 2nd seed.
Yeah, but Golden State has been losing recently.
Right.
And they can theoretically, mathematically, they can catch up.
Yes. Oh no, absolutely. But the thing is, they're solid sole possession of 3rd seed, which is fucking crazy.
No,
I saw a stat, and I might be misquoting it, but I don't think they have a single player over 25 years old.
No, that's true.
That's fucking
No. They don't have a single player over 30, and all their starters are below 25.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's the stat.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. And you also have to think what makes this run, their record, even more impressive. They didn't have Ja Morant for one of their winning streaks, and they haven't had him for a double-digit set of games. I think he's missed 12 or 13 games, which makes that record even more impressive.
Okay, now I have a question for you, and it might divide us. Just knowing us. Are the Memphis Grizzlies a title contender this year?
No.
Okay, wow, we agree. Okay.
No, youth never wins in the NBA.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah. I think OKC proved that when they had the dynamic 3.
But they also went against, like, the Heat big 3. I don't think anybody... we talked about this. There were so many teams that were good in that year that could have won, but you had that big 3 of Miami, and it was just like, you're not going to beat that team.
But this is how people, like, when they look back in history, they view it from a career perspective.
Okay.
Which big 3 has a better career? It's obviously that OKC team. So when ignorant people look back, they're going to say, how did OKC lose that? Let alone, how did they lose that 4-1?
Yeah.
Because the only person who had a better career, you could make the case, besides LeBron James, that big three has had a better career than Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade.
I disagree.
Not including titles, strictly statistically.
Well, no. The only argument that could be made against Wade was his injuries.
No, but I'm saying, when everything's said and done, you think James Harden isn't going to have a better career statistically than Dwayne Wade? He will.
We've talked about this before, and I disagree. I know the stats say otherwise, but his impact that can't be measured is...
I'm talking about how people view... Because, people put AD as a top 75 player in NBA
anything,
history.
Once James Harden is out of the league, I think it'll be Dwayne Wade so clearly will have such a better career in the viewpoint of people.
Have a better career than KD?
No.
Westbrook.
Yes.
Stat-wise, he didn't, bro.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You're talking about after the fact, right? In hindsight, years after they're both gone from the NBA, I think people will look back and say Wade clearly had the better career.
I disagree because people forget about all these great players because of the time period. They only look at it one of two ways: championships and stats.
I think it matters also when a player didn't end their career team to team, and then when the narrative flipped so against the player. Wade's fucking career is almost Hall of Fame like and is almost untouchable, other than the fact that he went to Chicago that 1 year, and then we're not even going to talk about Cleveland because that didn't happen. He only played for Miami for his whole career.
Which, by the way, who was the GM then? LeBron James.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's talk about it this way. Do you think Westbrook is getting a statue anywhere when he retires?
Well, that's the problem.
He's not. Right?
He should have stayed in OKC.
And he would have, maybe.
I think
he probably would have. Yeah,
but
that's the thing. So that narrative matters. You think Wade is getting a statue in Miami?
Yeah.
He got the fucking street named after him.
Well, I don't know. He might not because of what happened with Utah.
He will 100%.
Dude, if Pat Riley has anything to do with it, he won't. Pat Riley holds grudges.
I disagree. I think if Pat Riley has anything to do with it, he probably getting the fucking arena named after him. Bro, he's a Miami legend, not just the
I'm not disagreeing with you, but the fact that he went to Utah to get a job when Pat Riley wanted him theoretically to eventually...
from what I understand, it was a money disagreement.
Yeah, Pat. So,
they wanted more for a smaller stake. It's business.
Yeah, but it's also business for Pat Riley. It's like, okay, obviously family doesn't matter because you care about the money. Dude, little shit like this really gets to people.
That could go both ways, though. Wade could say the same thing. I guess family doesn't matter because you care about the money by offering me less for less.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say you always
less for more?
You always take a cut for the home discount.
Yeah, but he always... not once was he the highest paid player on the team?
I know.
That's mind-blowing. When you consider he is Miami Heat, and he was never the highest paid player.
It's disrespectful.
That's what I'm saying. So it shouldn't be on Wade to take a discount anymore.
I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm saying Pat Riley, bro. This dude is considered he's considered... What's his nickname? Is something with
The Godfather.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Godfather doesn't give a fuck about you. He only cares about himself. So if you do him dirty, it's game over. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, Pat loves Wade, and Wade will get a statue.
Hopefully he does, and he should.
And back to the original point, I think Wade, out of the versus...
but this is only
at least
because
Westbrook.
Wade stayed. Because you remember there's rumors about Wade leaving.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think we both agreed that had Westbrook stayed in OKC, he would get a statue, whether he won or not. But that matters.
Yes.
The perception matters. See, I want to say I feel bad for Westbrook, but like you can only feel so bad for someone who's like in peak physical shape, making millions of dollars and living in a beautiful city. So
we're talking about sports right now.
Yeah.
So put it in that mind. Because if that's the case, we shouldn't even have a sports podcast because none of these people would... The reason why they're making as much money as they are because of us.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Thank you. I mean, you're welcome, Westbrook.
Why do we pay so much money for these motherfuckers?
Because they generate that much money.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
They do. Look at LeBron James. Okay, I've had this argument with people saying that like athletes should not get paid as much as like firefighters in the army. And in principle, I agree.
No. Take this all back because I'm about to disprove all of this.
Okay.
who's generating the money? The players or us willing to pay more and more money because the owners are smart enough to raise the prices?
But why are we willing to pay? We're not going to watch DeAndre Jordan.
Do you?
How many DeAndre Jordan jerseys do you own? No disrespect to DeAndre Jordan.
Even if I was a billionaire, I would not pay $100 to watch somebody play basketball. That's what I'm talking about. There are idiots who literally can barely pay their phone bill, yet they're spending $1,000 on tickets to see a grown man sweat and beat down another man's dick with his ass to put a ball in a basket. You see what I'm saying now?
Yes and no. It's entertainment. You can apply that to movies, to anything.
Yes, but with a movie, everything is controlled and at max, and this is if you're putting food in it, you're spending $50.
Not in the big scheme of things. If you're a movie person, you always go to the movies or buying movies. It's the same thing. It's just where where you put your money in your hobbies.
Okay. So if I see a movie every weekend,
Right.
So even if that's for the full year, that's
Right.
52 weeks.
Right.
I'm gonna say $50, right? Mm-hmm. That's $2,500.
Okay. What if you love basketball, but you only go to one game a year and you sit in the nosebleeds?
Well, if you're going to do that, you have to have similar freaking comparisons. I only go to the movies one time a year. You can't change the comparison because you want to prove a point.
No, but the point you're proving is why we pay money to watch a sweaty man put a ball through a hoop.
Bro, if movie theaters start charging $100 to see one movie, you know what's going to happen? They're going to go out of business because it's stupid. But for some reason, when it comes to sports,
But you don't have to pay $100 to see basketball. You can sit in the nosebleeds and pay. The Pacers were selling tickets for $1 the other day.
the Pacers.
That's legit, by the way. $1.
The,
I can't go to the convenience store and get a single item for $1.
bro, your comparisons are so fucked up right now.
I'm just making a joke. What can you buy at any fucking... You can go to a dollar store. Name one item that you can buy for $1.
You can't anymore. It's
Nothing.
It's $1.25.
You can go to a Pacers game, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That you don't have to spend a crazy amount of money to watch a grown man put a ball through a hoop.
But you're talking about a town in a state that doesn't give a fuck about basketball.
Right now.
Bro, see, this is where...
Perfect segue. Pacers are about to probably give away tickets because now they just gave away a good player in
LeVert.
If you were selling nosebleed tickets for $1 with LeVert on your team, not that he's a superstar, but he made your team better, and now you don't have him. What are you charging for tickets now? How dare you charge more than $1?
Let's get back into your surprises.
The Grizzlies are fucking surprising, and all props to them. And I don't think they're contenders. All right, who's your surprising team?
No, I would agree. I would say
Okay.
the Grizzlies.
Okay.
Now, what's the bad from the West?
My disappoints. Okay. Other than the obvious Lakers, and I think we'll get into them at some point. Because I don't even think this should be surprised. I'm surprised they were this bad. I didn't think they were going to be good. I didn't think they were going to be this bad. Not like 9th seed bad.
Oh, fuck it. Go.
And that's why Grizzlies are so surprising. But the Jazz now, on the other hand...
Wait, did we even explain why the Grizzlies are surprising?
Yeah. If we got into the Lakers, I'm pretty sure we talked about the Grizzlies. Did we not? In case we didn't. The Grizzlies are my surprising team of this year because they're young as shit and doing very well, and they have sole possession of third place, and they're not real contenders. We also agreed on if that
We
wasn't.
did
Yeah.
say that.
Wow, we look like we can't agree on things.
It's just a hot mess.
What? It's a cold mess. All right.
So
I guess we go to the East, or are we going to talk about why?
no, we
the
didn't.
Jazz?
We didn't say anything about the Jazz, the Nuggets, the Mavericks.
The Mavericks. Okay, the Jazz are my disappointing team. I know injuries, and you said injuries don't count, but they're part of the game. So I'm going to disagree that they do count.
Okay.
Because remember I don't know if we were able to cover that the Heat had so many injuries, and they're first.
So the Cleveland lost to the Warriors the first time, and it's solely because the Warriors were better. Injuries had nothing to do with that.
Oh man, you gonna get 4 your rights out of me in one day?
I'm just taking your words.
Okay, but
No, answer the question first.
ask the question again.
Okay, so you're saying injuries are a part of the game, and it has no influence on disappointments or not, because you have to factor in injuries.
No, they injuries. Oh fuck. Okay,
That's
injuries
what you-
are part of the game, which is why I never gave Warriors a. I never gave Warriors shit for winning when other teams were injured.
Yes, you did. Though.
No, I only did it in defense of when Warriors fans were using that against the Raptors when they won. And I said no, because if you're going to go by that, then the Warriors have an asterisk in their championship titles. That's the only point I was making, because it's part of the game. You play who is in front of you. You can't control that. So if you call the Raptors run lucky because the Warriors were injured, then the Warriors run is lucky because the Cavs were injured. And you can't do that. And if you do, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So which is why I say it's part of the game. So it shouldn't count. Unless you're going to count it for one team and not the other. Then it does count.
If you stand by that, fine.
Okay. It's not nothing.
Okay.
Picking up.
Just so you guys know, if it's not already obvious, Sebastian's wearing a different hoodie because
Life.
this video has been started and stopped so many times due to wives calling, due to miscommunication between group members.
And what happened was, between all that time, a whole season changed. And that's why now it's hoodie weather. Just so you guys know the level of commitment we have for this show. If we have to stop between months to get an episode out, we will. Please like and subscribe.
So I'm somehow wearing the same shirt though.
Hey, listen. So you don't have many shirts. That's okay. It is what it is. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm wearing everything the same except this sweater because it's colder now in this season.
And if it wasn't already obvious, we are not going to get to the 2021 events. So we are going to
Cap out. That's surprising? Fuck it. The East. Who surprised you in the East?
Well, first, let's just quickly officially go over the West. Okay, the Suns, not surprising whatsoever. The Warriors,
They're somewhat surprising. I will say that. As good as they were last year, and as much as I didn't think it was a fluke, I didn't think they were going to be even better.
especially when you consider for most of the season, they were the number one team in the entire league record-wise.
Last year?
No, this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't until recently with...
Because last year they were what, 4th, 5th?
No, they were a playing team.
No, they weren't.
Last year, yes. They didn't even make the playoffs. You remember they got booted by the Grizzlies? In the
Are you
playoffs?
talking about the Lakers?
I thought we were talking about the Warriors.
I thought we were talking about Phoenix. Okay, as proof. What the fuck? Nothing makes sense. We're in the Matrix.
We were talking about Phoenix, and then I thought we moved to Golden State.
What the fuck is happening? I swear we were just talking about Phoenix. I said Phoenix is surprising because of how good they were last year.
Wait, I thought you said the Warrior. Whoa.
The Warriors were a playing team. I love this episode. This is my favorite episode. The fucking Phoenix Suns were so good last year, and I didn't think they were going to repeat that.
Okay, I maybe I'm the one because
Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't even matter. That shit's funny. Okay, so I'm very surprised by Phoenix's continuancy in being good this year. I didn't expect them to be good again.
Okay,
Or
everything
better.
you said makes a lot more sense if you did say Phoenix.
Okay.
I swore I heard the Warriors.
Okay, the Warriors also surprised me because I thought they were going to be 5-6 good.
Yes.
Not second without, and for them, a lot of the season, first without Clay.
Which is what I was saying.
Okay.
That they were first in the entire league.
Okay.
So I want to say I agree with you about the Suns solely for the simple fact, unless you are the Spurs, when you lose a finals, you normally come back, best case, worse.
Yes.
And most of the time, it's much worse.
Yes.
So the fact that they are not only as good, but they're better?
Much better.
Yo, you can make the case that it would be shocking if they don't win. At least the Western Conference.
The whole thing.
I know.
I think the Heat are a finals contender, and I'm afraid if our matchup is Phoenix.
Bro, is this the best year Chris Paul has had in like 10 seasons?
That's what we were talking about right before I cut off, before the end of the season that happened the last.
Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, that we're talking about MVP. Who's my MVP? And I would say because record matters, it's Chris Paul or Devin Booker. And it has to be probably Devin Booker.
But bro, this is
At least in the West.
my problem with this. Do you not think it's a coincidence that so many players that Chris Paul plays with ends up getting these awards, if not straight up player of the year in terms of MVP awards? And what's the consistent factor? He.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to DeAndre Jordan, all his defensive player of the year awards when he had Chris Paul.
Bro,
when James Harden won the MVP, Chris Paul.
Chris Paul records when Chris Paul team records when Chris Paul's on the team. Remember the Rockets, the year they had Chris Paul? Were
The 2
better than the
years.
year before that.
The 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was thinking, okay, Phoenix is going to be the exception. There's no way they're better with. I mean, Phoenix was a lottery team.
Look at what Houston has done since they got rid of Chris Paul.
Yeah.
And then the ripple effect.
Mind you, they had James Harden after Chris Paul, and they still weren't shit. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Not enough
Chris
love.
Paul does not get, like, I know he's a point guard, and still somehow he is the most underrated, overrated player.
100%. Did you see the crazy stat that over his most 3 previous games, he's averaging over 15 assists per game?
Yeah. And I saw another stat.
And less than 2 turnovers.
I saw another stat a couple days ago that was like 86 assists to like 5 turnovers or some shit.
In the last 5 or 6 games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
And what do we always say? Your assists don't mean shit if you're not valuing the ball.
Oh yeah. If you're turning the rock over, then what the fuck?
A 2-to-1 assist ratio is a 2-to-1 assist ratio if you only have 2 assists and 1 turnover, or 10 and 5.
Yeah.
It defeats the purpose. I agree. We somewhat agree about the Warriors, right?
I think we both agree that they're fucking surprising as shit. I think both of us just didn't expect they'd be like leading the league or at least top 2.
Yes.
I thought 5-6.
No, I agree, especially without Clay.
But especially what they did last year. How much did they change from last year to this year?
That's
they
the point.
re-added Iguodala.
That's it.
That's it.
And he's barely getting playing
And they got
time.
rid of what's the good looking dude that started in Phoenix and went to Washington? No, started in Washington, then went to Phoenix. No, started in Phoenix, then went to Washington, and now is on the Hornets.
He started in
Phoenix.
And then he did go to Washington, and then he went to them, and now he is with the Hornets. Which, by the way, he's balling with 3-pointers.
What the fuck is his name? Pretty boy.
I know bro, he must get so much pussy.
Oh my god.
Dude, he's...
Objectively, not even to be a hater, like what is that special? He's a good looking dude, but legit men and women are like jaw dropping when they see this guy.
Because he's a model playing basketball.
He's light skinned with tattoos.
But his eyes, bro. It's the eyes. It's the eyes and the hair.
It must be. Because again, not even to sound like a hater, he's a good looking dude. But it's
the
like people
eyes.
treat him like he is the second coming of Jesus.
Because his eyes aren't normal with his skin type. That's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, we already talked about Memphis. This is what we wanted to emphasize. Utah is falling off the map.
Free falling.
And you say injuries aren't a reason to put that blame on. I say it is, but no matter which way you look at it, until this recent winning streak, they only won 1 in their last 10 games, and at one point they lost. It was like some crazy 9 straight, and it was like 11 of the past 13.
Yeah.
Dallas, I don't think they're surprising considering it always feels like it's the Luka show and nobody else. The only thing you could say is surprising is that he doesn't have a bigger impact for team wins.
Yeah.
But his stats, dude, the past 10 games, he's been killing it in terms of the triple doubles and the 30 points.
I feel like every couple weeks he has another unbelievable stretch. And then we're reminded that he's only 22 years old. Every time he has a stretch like this, which is like every couple days.
Most recently, he posted his 45th triple double, which I know he didn't go to college, but that is an NBA record.
That is fucking insane.
And this is over not only LeBron James, but Oscar Robertson. And we have Denver. I just want to emphasize what not as a team, but what the Joker is doing as a player is ridiculous.
Yeah. Better stats than last year after winning an MVP.
Yes, and it's almost historic depending on what he does. And by the way, besides points, any comparable person, be it the Greek Freak or Embiid, he has better shooting percentage and better rebounding and assists. The Clippers, the fact they're better than the Lakers, that's just the Lakers should feel all types of disrespect, completely underachieving.
Although I think the Clippers are a better team. They're a better...
Is this because of Ty Lue or the
better,
players?
The players.
Okay.
But lately, I've been having to give Ty Lue some level of respect because I know historically we do not respect Ty Lue as a coach.
We've always said he's the most overrated coach.
Especially championship coach.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
But like this year, like he's kind of making me a little bit question, like, is this team that good? Or is he like maybe just?
But have you noticed
underrated?
this?
Is he maybe a little bit underrated?
Is this really the coaching or is this the GM? Because remember we said the same thing about Doc Rivers that one year they had no players, no stars, and they made the 8th seed, and they gave the Warriors trouble in 6 games, and then ever since then Doc has been the most disappointing championship winning coach.
He's not having a bad season this year. Well,
yeah, but what happens?
He
in the
doesn't
postseason?
exactly have a bad season. Yeah. He did lose to Atlanta.
Dude,
mind you, Atlanta had a good postseason, but
don't forget that all those supposed final teams for the Clippers, they all got bounced in the second round or sooner with Doc Rivers. It's not what you do in the regular season; it's the postseason when it comes to coaching.
Yeah.
And then
transition effect.
Yeah, rest of the. Now moving to the East.
Yeah. All right. Who's your surprise in the East?
I just want to say that with the way Washington started, dude, halfway.
Okay, so you're going with the disappointing first?
Yeah, I'm just working from the bottom up because I want to end on a positive note.
Oh.
Okay, so I just want to say that
of you.
Washington in the first quarter of the season, they were the number 1 seed in the East.
Not gonna lie, they had us in the first half. Meme. They had us in the first half.
But literally 1 quarter after that, after one half of the season, they went from 1st to 11th.
Yeah.
That's inexcusable. The Knicks, I can't believe they're as bad as they are, considering
the postseason they had, or the season they had. I guess the postseason wasn't that great, but they made the playoffs,
and they still won 2 games.
I thought they only won 1.
Oh, then that was a bad postseason because they had home court.
But they made the playoffs.
Yeah, but they lost to Atlanta, which before Atlanta got into the playoffs, nobody expected anything.
But then you got to look in hindsight how far Atlanta went.
Yeah, but look at what Atlanta's doing this year. I know they were coming on lately, but the first...
Oh, yeah.
They were bad, too.
Bro, the way these teams flip, the way that the Knicks and the Hawks, after being so good last year...
Yeah, Atlanta's still
are
10th,
so
bro.
trash. Yeah. Even after their surge.
Dude, that's the point. So you can't say Atlanta was really a good team because you know how a lot of teams get lucky.
No, they were good last year.
Were they good?
Were they good? They were good in the playoffs because they didn't have a good regular season.
That's what I'm saying. They were only the 5th seed, which is better than what it is now. But I'm just saying.
Yeah. But also, all the good teams in the East were not as good as they should have been last year.
There was a bet in Las Vegas. Will the Knicks have a winning record? If I was a betting man, I would have said yes. I'm glad
absolutely.
I didn't take that bet.
I thought they would have had a better record than last year.
Bro, the pieces they added, and just because of how the team came together, but it looks like the loss to Atlanta completely derailed them.
What do they say? The water eventually reaches its level? I think what it's saying is that what's normal eventually returns to normal, or what it should be. So, like, the Knicks were not supposed to be this good, and the Hawks were not supposed to be this good. And they were having an abnormal season, and then eventually the shit levels it out and then goes back to what it's supposed to be.
By the way, what was that saying that I completely fucked up?
Tootie good shoes?
Tootie good shoes. Yeah, so that's the...
It's goody two shoes. You said tootie good shoes.
Okay, we're not about to do this. It's really goody... Oh,
it's
fuck.
goody two shoes.
And I said snuddy two shoes.
You said it's tootie good shoes.
Tootie good shoes. That doesn't even sound like something I would say.
That's exactly why.
I did not say... No, I said coot... No, fuck, what did I say?
Tootie good shoes.
Tootie good shoes? That doesn't sound right.
What did he say?
Tootie? I thought it was dude... No, fuck.
Yeah, whatever it wasn't right. 100% agree.
Okay, so obviously, as we already mentioned, Atlanta is disappointing considering the run they had last year.
Yeah.
And they are on a freaking. They won 7 of the past 10 games, and they're still only 10th.
Bro, there are so many disappointing teams in the East.
Yo, Charlotte. This is what you were saying if this was recorded or not, because this episode's been fucked up so many times. Charlotte has a winning record, and if Charlotte was in the West, they would be the number 7th seed. Yet they're the number 9th seed in the East.
Yeah. And very competitive, but like in the East.
But bro,
They're ninth and only 6 games out of first place.
Now that's where the difference between the West is what the East has been for the past decade, where they have like the 2-3 best teams, and then everybody else is more or less trash.
Bro, the ninth in the West, which are the Lakers, are 17 games out of first place, and I think that speaks both to how good the top 2 seeds in the West are, but also how competitive the top
East.
8 in the East are.
I would make the case the top 9, because don't disrespect the Hornets.
You know what? Yeah. That's like, I don't think that's a team that's getting out of the first round, but maybe
you never know, they could pull out. Well, if they get an 8th seed, obviously they're not going to make it out of the first round. But because there's such a tight gap, if they move into the 6th or 5th spot, they could pull out a Atlanta-style playoff run.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially Lonzo Ball. He might not be the scorer like Trae Young is, but he's as dynamic and he's a better passer, which is saying a lot because Trae Young is an underrated passer.
I want 2 more additions to the disappointing in the East, and I can't figure out which is worse. And I want to see if you can guess which 2 teams I'm gonna mention.
Oh, this is easy. They're right next to each other. Boston and the Nets.
Yes! God damn, we're on point today. Yeah. Bro, who the Nets, as we record this, are on an 8-game losing streak. Mind you, they haven't had Harden for the last 2, if not more, and KD's been out. But you're supposed to be a championship contender team.
You want to hear something crazy? They started the new year number 1 in the East.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're now 7th.
Can you even use injuries as an excuse at this point?
Oh, for them, no.
Right? Not if you're a championship contending team. Injuries should not be the reason you are a play-in team as opposed to a number 1 seed.
Especially when 2 of their 3 players are known to be injury prone, and it's been history for years. Because Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, it just you
right.
can't.
You know what you're getting with these guys. So I think the difference, if you're a championship contender, the difference in injuries can be: are you a 1st seed or a 4th seed? Not a 1st seed or a play-in team.
Oh no, because look at what happened to the Lakers. All it takes is 1 bad matchup and 1 bad injury in that series.
And I know I keep pointing out the Heat in terms of why injuries don't matter, but look what the Raptors are doing. The Raptors didn't have Siakam until the end of November. And they don't have Dragic, who's supposed to be a good backup point guard for them.
And Van Fleet and that Trent guy
Yes.
have been balling this entire year, but especially
Siakam just recently started going off again.
Yes.
But if you look in comparison to teams that are top-level teams, that are deep teams, that aren't surviving without their superstars, how the fuck can we say injuries matter to a team like Brooklyn, but not to a team like the Raptors, who now have a better record than Brooklyn and the Celtics?
To be fair, though, you can make the case the reason why you could have both of those answers be true: coaching.
Yes, I'm glad you said that, because I was going to say, like, if this doesn't prove that Nick Nurse is as good as we always said he was.
And since we're talking about coaching, we were always on the bandwagon of Brad Stevens, but last year made us really slow down on that.
Yeah.
I think this year has reconfirmed how underrated he is, even when it comes to star players.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what anybody says, there is no reason on planet Earth why Boston should be, both in terms of the record and the seeding, 8th and 30 wins.
Okay, so on a positive note, if you look at the top 6 in the East now, and the Raptors being a positive.
Real quick, though, Boston is only 8th with 5 straight wins. They've had 5 straight wins, and they just hit 30 games. So
they're only 5 games over 500.
Yeah, because of the winning streak.
Yeah.
But what were you going to say?
That now, into a positive note, pretty much every one of the top 6 teams in the East right now
Positive.
is surprising in a good way.
Oh, okay. Well, Toronto That's 100% chemistry Nick Nurse.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Philly, when you consider they don't have their second best player.
Bro, and here's what's fucked up about the top of the East, okay? We're talking about a 5 seed, a 5th seed team. Normally it's like
1.5.
Yes. Normally you talk about a 5th seed team and they're like, well, the contenders are the top 3.
At least 3 games back.
Right.
At least.
And
if you look,
you're not looking at them as a title contender at 5th seed.
Well,
What
best
team
case
is a 5th
conference
seed?
finals.
Right, but what 5th seed team is ever taken seriously as a top contender?
The only thing is maybe a LeBron James team if they were a 5th seed. Those years
absolutely.
in Cleveland.
Absolutely. But even they never got that low.
I think
Maybe they got 4th?
I think Dallas might have been a 5th seed when they won the chip against Miami, but they were.
No, because only one team has won the championship from a 5th seed, and it was a Houston Rockets team. And I remember that specifically because they were saying
they were a
because
4th
Miami
seed
when that went to that finals against the Lakers 2 years ago were a 5th seed, and they would have only been the second team to win it if they did.
Okay, so the Dallas was 4th then.
Okay,
But either way,
but that
if
just
you're-
goes to pro.
if you're outside the top 3.
Yeah.
And
So
then-
I don't know if that just speaks to how good, like how competitive the East is right now, that you're a 5th seed, 1.5 games out.
But this is the crazy part. What if Philly got the player that Cleveland got? Just let's say they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna take whatever,"
Karis LeVert.
and now they have that extra
And all they had to give up was 2 picks and a player they weren't already using.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
But in that case, you could make the case they might have just given up Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons is considered an overall better player.
But in terms of what they bring to their teams currently, Ben Simmons might as well be Rick Rubio because he's not playing at all. At least Ricky Rubio was contributing.
But Ben Simmons is not injured. He could come in.
Oh no, I know. I'm saying
immediately.
in terms of what if you're doing addition by subtraction, then you get more almost.
No, but what I'm saying is that I don't think Cleveland would have asked for 2 first rounds if they said, "Oh, we get a Ben Simmons," because then.
Oh no, yeah. If anything, you're not.
They might
You're
have-
not even getting Chris LeVert for Ben Simmons, but
I'm saying how much, like, if Philly just had another player that they could put in there, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a similar trade, how much better could their potential for a finals be?
yeah. Oh, bro, like they're legit. I think they're legit. They might not be favorites, but look at the top of the East and you tell me who's the favorite there.
Okay, so as let's just go. Okay, if you want to make the case, the most disappointing Milwaukee, but they legitimately they're in the top 5.
They're half a game out.
But they're in the top 5 in terms of chemistry. That like they're with the Miami Heat, the Lakers, the Denver Nuggets for COVID and injuries. Why
Yeah.
they're not better? And then once you won the championship, the regular season doesn't matter. And as long as they finish in the top 4,
Yeah.
they don't have anything to worry about.
They don't have anything to prove anymore. They're a championship team. I think the East still goes through them.
Now, the most surprising team, I don't care what anybody says, no matter which way you look at, positive or negative.
Let's say at the same time and see if we agree. On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Chicago.
Yes, Bulls.
Okay, Bulls, yeah.
Yeah.
What the? I thought when I saw people at the beginning of the year saying they were gonna have a better record than Miami, I laughed at them.
But it could, and this is the crazy. I know because Miami's had more injuries, but Chicago didn't fall off until these injuries started stacking up. And by the way, that 1-game suspension for that fucking Memphis Grizzly player against Caruso, bullshit.
Oh, Grayson Allen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Bullshit, bro. 6 to 8 weeks and he gets a game.
I'll say this: I'm so glad that the Heat got number 1 in time for Spoelstra to coach the East team.
Yes, he deserves it.
I don't even care if they don't finish number 1. Obviously, I want them to finish number 1. I just wanted Spo to get that accolade, even though he absolutely does not want it.
He is a perfect example when you have an organization that believes in you as a person, but also develops you as a coach.
Yeah.
This is what could happen.
Bro, is there a coach maybe outside of Pop that has a more secured coaching job in any sport?
But he has
Spoelstra?
But he has such. What do those 2 people have in common? Ownership.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The way the team organization is put together, they don't just like, oh, you had a bad season, out.
But that
they believe in
starts-
contingency.
But that always starts from the top down.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. Like, seriously, what coach?
But this
dude could put out the bench and have a straight losing season, and probably could walk out there and negotiate himself into a bigger contract.
But you know why? Because ownership knows that he always, well, from what we can tell, he normally always gets max out of no matter what player is out on the court.
Yes.
And this is what most people don't realize. If you look at his first couple seasons, and especially if you look at Greg Popovich's first couple seasons, under different organizations, they might not be coaching right now, let alone still coaching for the same team.
Right. Oh, yeah. Miami had bad seasons before the Big Three and after the Big Three.
But I'm saying most coaches, if you have bad seasons, if you have back-to-back bad seasons...
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, Spoelstra had he been a different team after LeBron left, Spoelstra probably doesn't survive that first year.
He probably doesn't survive he's not even coaching LeBron because he doesn't survive before, bro.
He probably doesn't even... And if he was, he doesn't survive the first year of LeBron.
Oh,
they
true.
started, 8 and 9 those first couple games? He would have been fired.
Look at every coach before him.
Yeah, he would have
And
been
after.
fired in the first week. How do you have this Big Three and aren't 18 and 0?
Dude, it's just, I respect consistency really does matter.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so we skipped over Cleveland. Just have to give praise to them.
Bro.
I want to say this. When you look at their roster, I don't put them over Chicago surprise-wise because their roster actually fits more cohesively to me than Chicago.
Okay.
But you can make the case, especially if they finish with a better record with how much Chicago has fallen off. If they do finish with a better record,
Than Chicago?
then they're the more surprising team by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Bro, they might, to a degree, be more surprising than the Bulls right now. Because the Bulls at least have Zach LaVine, Vucevic, and DeRozan.
And you can make the case Cleveland, this is what people don't realize. Their current point guard is technically the third string point guard because they lost Rubio, but they've never had that one pick, that Alabama player. What's his, because they had another, well, whatever his name is, they had 2 point guards and fuck, that's just going to piss me off. Sexton. Colin Sexton.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Bro,
He's only
legit,
played 2 games, bro.
I think an argument really could be made that if this continues, even if they end up fourth, and again, to reiterate, fourth is a game out of first.
Game and a half.
Might as well be second. If they finish within 2 games of first seed.
But even this is the thing. Even if they get bounced in the first round.
Oh, bro, they're not even supposed to make the playoffs.
Exactly.
The fact that you're talking about this Cleveland team being not only a playoff team, but a playoff team that's a game or 2 out of first.
It's crazy.
Yo, that coach might win Coach of the Year without winning a top 3 seed.
Whoever wins Coach of the Year is going to be from, I believe it's going to be from the East.
I agree.
Because no matter which way you look at it, both Cleveland and Chicago were lottery picks.
Yeah.
Memphis was not.
Yeah. Spo won't win it because he has the talent. I don't think Doc Rivers will win it because he has Embiid.
And don't forget, the amount of money with that starting 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and even Embiid and Harris.
Yeah.
But and I don't know if you're looking at it that way, which I think we now have to. I don't even know that Billy Donovan should be considered over a Cleveland coach if it's within a half a game or if it's within 2 games. I think you have to give it to Cleveland.
I will say this though. I always said Billy Donovan got shitted on in OKC, and he's proving that he is the coach I thought he was.
Bro, they shouldn't have even fired Scott Brooks. The year they fired him, you can make an argument that he should have been fired maybe eventually, but at the year he got fired,
That was their
bullshit.
best season.
That was the year that they missed the playoffs by half a game with Kevin Durant and Westbrook missing pretty much the entire season.
No, but the season before, record-wise, that was the best season they ever had. And
I know.
He
That's what I'm
had
saying.
all these injuries.
Yeah, and then they still barely missed the playoffs by half a game.
In the West, that was loaded back
Yes.
then when
Yes.
you had to win 48 games just to be hopeful to make the 8th seed.
Yeah, I remember when he got fired, I was like, that might be the worst coach firing in recent history.
You could make the case OKC is just all over the place. with what they did with Harden and stuff. But that's what happens when you play in a small market environment. You don't have the money where
Well, now they got enough picks to rebuild that big three.
Can you imagine if they fuck it up though?
Bro, can you imagine they use those picks to draft the next big three and then use more picks to trade for like a top coach?
But they won't have to trade because they could just hire at that point.
But let's just say they wanted a coach that's unavailable via signing under contract, but the team's rebuilding, and rather than fire him, they're like, well,
And
they
they don't
give us
need
a couple picks for a coach that we wanted to fire anyways because we're
Bro,
rebuilding?
do you see their young depth though?
Yeah, bro, that Jimmy, that was his name, Giddy?
Bro, he's putting up historic numbers.
God, yeah. I was like, who the fuck? He looks like a fucking worker at Subway.
White boy. That's the white boy, right?
Yeah, skinny white boy.
And like you said, he looks like a Subway worker in the suburbs.
Yeah, and that's not even that any disrespect.
No. He just has like
the
that,
workers or him.
The goofy white
It's
hair.
just you don't.
He has a mustache.
You know what he looks like? A gamer.
Oh,
You expect him to have like a Twitch
specifically
stream.
Twitch.
Yeah, not a fucking borderline all-star.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
It's absolutely incredible.
this episode turned out great.
This
Even through all the
episode turned out something. Nothing went according to plan.
And it's still one of my favorite episodes.
Hey, when life gives you shit, you make chocolate pie out of it. So,
Wow, never heard that one.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Thank you for proving you don't watch any of our episodes.
No, but bro, here's the thing. That's disgusting. At least fucking lemonade out of
It's from The Help. Did you see that movie?
I've never seen that movie.
It's great. The book is good.
By the way, that saying's not said. I made that saying. That saying is mine, original. Nobody's ever. Have you ever heard that before?
No.
I'm the one who came up with that.
That's disgusting.
A maid made chocolate pie with shit because a black maid in the South. Because
The wife was jealous of her and was also racist and made her life
Fucking
hell.
disgusting.
Yeah.
she thought it was wonderful, and it's
And it's an inside joke for the rest of the movie.
Okay,
But the saying was never stated. It's just this pie was
you
made out of
just
shit.
got out of it.
Yeah, because you know me, bro. You know like how apples and oranges. I'm sick of that.
Yeah.
I want
Rhinos
something.
and aliens.
Boom.
Yeah.
So our next saying is turn shit into chocolate pie.
I like it. It's gross, but I like it.
No, but I think it's more impressive. It's quite easy to turn lemons into lemonade.
But the reason that's easy is because it's a lime that normally is sour, so it's seen as a bad negative or as a negative, and then lemonade is sweet, and you get one. Whereas with shit,
It's harder. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, you can't make it sweet.
No, but I'm saying
It's no good outcome.
I'm saying you need less ingredients and less talent to make lemonade from lemons.
Yeah.
If you can
Bro,
make
you need magic to make chocolate pudding out of shit, is what I'm saying.
chocolate pie, but
Chocolate pie.
it's the same difference.
Bro, it's shit pie. I get what you're saying. But you don't just need more talent. You need a goddamn wizard.
You really never heard that?
I never heard it.
So we're going to copyright that. That should go on one of our t-shirts.
Absolutely.
Dude, I'm gonna write that down.
Do it.
No, because I when I say stuff like that, it's hard for me to imagine I'm not the first person to say it. That's all.
Someone's always bro, I'm pretty sure the first person to put water in a bottle and sell it was probably like, this can't possibly be profitable.
There's no way.
Right?
It's water.
Everybody has water in this side of the world.
Yo, that's one of the most overrated products of all time.
Bro, I think that is the best idea of profiting off something without any major work. In terms of like development. Right? Like you literally just have to maybe add
I'll go
chemicals.
even further without
Bro,
any
what?
thought.
Bro, legit, it's like if someone, like, the idea is so stupid that even as I say it, it sounds just as comparable. It's like if I put air in a bottle and started selling it, everybody was like, what do you mean? Air is free.
You mean like the chick who sold her farts?
Yeah. Bro, have you heard of the people that the trapped air of a concert and then sold it online? It was like, oh, it was from the Eminem concert or whatever.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That, to be fair, that's more stupid. Because at least with water, you're consuming something.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. But I'm sure the idea before anybody did water in a bottle to sell was probably like if someone's like, hey, we should put water in a bottle. And someone was like, why would you do that? You have a cup at home and you have water at home. Why would you pay for Why would you go to the supermarket to pay?
But you understand why the
something you
air is even more stupid
Oh, no,
because
I agree.
nobody does it.
But I think at the time, the air was so out of the question that water was the air comparison.
That would only become more adaptable if our air became more dangerous to consume.
Right. But the thing is, nothing happened with water to make it an essential or a profitable market.
Well, to be fair, you could say places that don't have filtration, like a lot of countries in Africa.
So then that's where bottled water should only be sold exclusively and be profitable.
I don't disagree. Okay, guys, so on that note, we have to finish with our 5-finger rhino thrust. So first and foremost, like the video. Secondly, subscribe to our channel. Third, hit that bell, ring a ding ding so you can get notifications when we post new videos. Fourth, share on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and if you want to directly support, go on locals.com, Rhinos and Aliens. The link will be down in the video. And fifth, but not least, we want you to comment about this entire episode, which had nothing to do with the sporting events of 2021. And just like that, LLPH and
Cadoodles.
Just a friendly reminder, guys. Hit the subscribe button in this corner. And then for the newest video. Then for the most recommended. And then for our famous dick pic.